Hello and welcome to steamy Newmarket, Virginia. Temperatures in the upper 90s with high humidity, but we're ready to play baseball. Joined by Jack Hurlbert, Brandon Whitaker, and I'm Andrew Kipps. We're going to start off with the lineup for the visiting Purcellville Cannons.
Definitely a smoking one tonight. It's like you're put inside of an oven and got thrown up to the orbit of the sun. Really, it is hot out here. The starting lineup for the visiting Cannons of Purcellville. Leading off, playing center field, number 8, Ethan Acevedo. He's followed by Shintaro Inoa, the shortstop. Vincenzo Huzat, the designated hitter, follows him. Batting cleanup for the Cannons, Thomas Marsala, the third baseman. Josh Ibe follows him. He's playing first tonight, number 36. Seth Williams, the left fielder, number 24, follows Ibe. A.J. Green, the catcher, number 2, not the retired Bengals football player. He'll be catching tonight for the Cannons, and he follows Williams. Logan Newcomb, the right fielder, number 10, follows Green, and finishing things off for the Cannons is Andrew Bell, the second baseman, number 13. On the mound tonight for the Cannons is Soda Inden, number 16.
And real quick, the starting lineup for the Newmarket Rebels, leading off 2026 Valley League All-Star, Jonathan Mallow. Batting second, playing left field, Matt Murchison. Batting third in center field, Mario Magana Jr. Batting fourth, playing right field tonight, Joe Terranova. Batting fifth at first base, Jaden Harriel. Batting sixth, doing the catching from Florida Atlantic, Dylan Murphy. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Eric Torres. Batting eighth, designated hitter, Matt Murphy. Batting ninth, playing third base, Tyler Martin. And on the mound, also 2026 All-Star, Adler Holtz out of Florida Southern. First pitch to Ethan Acevedo was fouled off. Ground ball up the middle for a base hit. A little bit too far for Mallow on that one. Joining Adler Holtz and Jonathan Mallow on the Valley League All-Star team, Jansen Kenty of Georgia Southern. The 3 Newmarket Rebels on the squad. Shin Inoue, next man up for the Cannons, also a Valley League All-Star. I believe he's leading the league in stolen bases. First pitch to Shin, called strike.
And this is a solid start for the Cannons. That was a good shot out to center field, and I was a little bit interested to see if the heat would impact the players a little bit, especially the Cannons in those maroon.
Pickoff. Ooh, close play over at first.
Those maroon pinstripes, pinstripe jerseys, but apparently not, as Acevedo clobbers that one into center for an easy base.
On top of the heat and high humidity, I do not see a single cloud up there.
Don't think it's going to cool off until the sun goes down. It's going to be a steamer.
One pitch to Inoue. Line drive just out of the reach of Mallow at second into right field for a single. Terranova quickly gets it in. So back-to-back singles get things started.
Well, you go to Mallow's right, and then boom, you go right back to his left. It's a back-to-back 2 plays that Mallow just can't reach. Again, talking about just those unfortunate placements for the Rebels.
Solid contact on both. Brings up Vincenzo Cusat, also the Valley League All-Star. Dangerous hitter. Not a big crowd tonight, understandably, with the heat. We'll see if the crowd grows as the temperatures drop a little bit.
Cusat certainly not afraid to get that bat off his shoulders. He had a booming 3-run homer off Gabe Barker on the 20th. Newmarket would come back to win that game 10-7, and that would be their last win for the 6-game losing streak that they're on currently.
looking to break that streak tonight. Big lead at first by Inouye. That one's floated into center field. Going to be 3 consecutive singles. Start things off for the Cannons. That one not hard hit, but just over Torres at shortstop. Holtz quickly finds himself in a spot of trouble.
I think really the only way to describe that is an L8, so I think that's 3 straight L8s. I've seen Magana getting in a lot of cardio early, running after balls.
Thomas Marsala next man up. Bases loaded, nobody out. Rebels get punched in the mouth to start this one. First pitch to Marsala is high for a ball.
And on the 2026 campaign for the Northwestern State Demons, he had 43 RBIs. He's certainly not afraid to drive in some runs. Solid hitter.
Swings and misses. Nice pitch from Holtz. Apologies if the camera is a little bit shaky. We have to have a fan up on the table to stop our computer from turning off with the heat. Got the AC running in the press box, but it is an open air press box, so it only does so much.
It's that hot, people.
Called strike. 1 and 2. I feel like it's one of those days we had a roving camera, we could send it down and fry some eggs on the blacktop or something. 1 and 2 on Marsala. Fouled straight back. Rebels playing in at the corners, double play depth up the middle. Whereas pounding the glove behind Inouye, letting them know, hey, I'm still back here. You can't go too far. That one's grounded just past Torres and into center field. Gonna score 1, throw in, strong throw, but up the first baseline. 4 consecutive singles to start this one for the Cannons. That one drives in 2. So 2 RBIs for Marsala, and the Rebels find themselves behind by 2 without recording an out here in the first. Josh Eby, all right-handed batter in the box for the Cannons, fouls it right at his on-deck hitter.
Well, Andrew, I compiled a couple of keys to victory. We can show that graphic a little bit later. However, one of the keys that I put down there is to come out swinging when it comes to Purcellville and then frustrate the Rebels defense early. And they've checked both of those boxes really early in this game. Not even an out for the Rebels, and there's already 2 runners across. They've certainly come out swinging, and they certainly frustrated the Rebels with placements, you know, in the field that are almost grabbable, almost glovable, but just barely out of reach. And those are the kind of things, if you're in a field and you're trying to field, that can really frustrate you and say, dang, we almost got it.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Rebels, you nailed that key right on the head.
We'll show the keys to victory right now while there's a quick break. You know, the Rebels, you don't want to overcomplicate things, and they haven't really had the opportunity to. Had a lot of errors last game against Front Royal. If you get the placement, you get the ball, and you get the baseball, and you have a chance to make an easy out, you make the easy out. You don't want to try to turn 2 and be a hero and then cause more runs to come across if it breaks bad on you. And also, we talked about the Ted Lasso goldfish memory. You know, 1, 2, 3 flush, forget about it. If you make a tough error, don't let it haunt you for the rest of the game. And then just got to keep the emotions high, even when, you know, you're down already. The Rebels down.
And swing and a miss.
That certainly has to keep the emotions high.
Holtz strikes out Eby. First out of the inning.
In a lot of these games on these losing streaks, you can tell in the Rebels, you know, dugout, there's really not a lot of emotion. You know, almost you can kind of feel a pin drop. Looking to avoid that here, already down 2. And, also if you're the Cannons, be patient. Load up those bases. Don't chase the pitches. Frustrate the Rebels pitchers. They've done a great job.
Swing and a miss from Seth Williams. Tall left-handed hitter. Well, I just can't help but think that those uniforms that the Cannons are wearing look hot for a day like today.
I was talking about it earlier at the beginning.
Skied, foul, and out of play down the right field line.
I mean, darker colors. I mean, certainly the navy blue, kind of dark, shade of blue for the Rebels as well. It's not going to be a, cool uniform. I think the coolest uniform you could ask for is white, but certainly not these dark maroon pinstripes for the Cannons. It's definitely got to be hot.
That one's a little bit closer to being fair, but still well fouled on the right field line. Plus side for the Rebels, their uniforms are like a mesh material, breathable. The Cannons, kind of the old school baseball jersey, they look heavy.
Heavy, non-breathable, no wick.
0-2. That one's fouled right over our heads. Rebel stands actually surprisingly filling up. Get started here. A little over halfway full, I would say, which is pretty good considering the weather.
I'm surprised to see a couple of roster sheets used as fans.
Another 0-2. Another long foul ball down the right field line, out of play. Gotta think it's a day that you don't want to have long half innings. The temperatures, you want to get back into the shade of the dugout. Williams lays off that inside breaking ball.
Yeah, like you're saying, there's definitely a little bit of fatigue if you're in the field. You're directly in the sun. You're looking right into the sun for, a good amount of time. This inning has gone on for a little while longer than I expected it to.
That breaking ball must have just missed on the inside part of the plate. 2-2 on Williams now after first 5 pitches were strikes or fouls. And that one's upstairs for ball 3. Full count on Williams, the 6th batter in the lineup for the Cannons.
Seth Williams played a little bit of quarterback in high school in Galveston. Announced he'd be going to West Virginia University earlier this year.
Full count pitch. Ground ball to Harriel at first. He's got it. Looks at second, but goes to first. I think that was a good example of one of your keys to the game. Keeping it simple. Taking the out when it comes to you. Rather than the hero double play.
Exactly. Just like you said, I mean, he looked over at second, but made the wise decision to just step on first, get that little 3U play, and now you got 2 gone and a perfectly good chance to end the inning here.
Runners did move up, so Marsala at second, Cusat at third. AJ Green in the batter's box takes the first pitch for a called strike.
Yeah, and we've seen AJ Green. He's a very versatile player. Played catcher, primarily, but play infield and outfield.
Grounded up the middle. Going to be a tough play for Torres. He's got it on a hop. Throws to first for the out. Great play by Eric Torres out at short. Purcellville scores 2 runs on 4 hits. There were no Newmarket errors and 2 runners left on base. Jonathan Mallow is going to lead it off for the Rebels in the bottom half of the first on the other side of this quick break. Here's Jonathan Mallow leading it off for the Rebels. In the bottom half of the first, finding themselves behind by 2. Soda Inden on the mound for Purcellville.
Andrew, I talked a little bit about it with the keys. You know, if you're behind, you just got to keep those emotions high and everything will be okay. I don't want to see a single hanging head in the Rebels dugout. That's what I'm hoping for, because I think that, you know, if you just keep those emotions high, you're going to get runs. The runs are going to come if you just say, we'll get it, we'll keep getting it. It's really early in this game. You literally have 9 innings. Come back. So
2 runs, certainly a surmountable deficit.
definitely.
Rebels have erased a couple 5 or 6 run deficits here at Rebel Park already this season. 3-0 on Mallow. All the pitches have been just outside. And that's 4 in a row outside. Mallow will take the free base to get things started for Newmarket.
And we saw Green kind of struggle a little bit to secure some of those baseballs. Maybe a little cross-up action from Inden, possibly. You know, you could only speculate on what that could be.
Ball is coming out of the sunlight into the shade. Could play a factor as well. That one finds the outside corner for a strike to Matt Murchison, outfielder out of UNC Wilmington. Mallow at first base is a threat to steal, so we'll keep an eye on that. Chopper on the right side, just past Mallow and just into right field. Actually knocked down by the second baseman, but the result will be the same, a single for Murchison. And just like the Cannons in the top half, the Rebels have the first 2 men on.
That's a good play from Bell. He didn't fully get it, but he stopped it from advancing into right field. That probably could have been an extra base for Mallow. He could have taken third on that one. So a good job by him to knock that down, prevent runners on the corners for the Rebels with nobody on.
Here's Mario Magana. Biggest power threat in the lineup, I would say.
Definitely, and that's a good pitch from Inden. Broke pretty late, found the strike zone a little bit upstairs, but I think if he focuses in on that pitch, that's going to be a hard one to hit.
1-0, looked like a breaking ball, swung on and missed. Magana, an aggressive swinger.
You know his intent when you see him swing. He's swinging for the fences pretty much every single time.
He does not get cheated.
I don't think I've ever seen him not try to swing for the fences.
That one's grounded to first. And a very similar to a play we saw in the top half of the inning. It'll be a 3 unassisted, but both runners move up. So in a sense, job done for Magana. If you're going to make an out, you advance the runners.
Yeah, I was just about to say, very, very similar to the Seth Williams play by Harriel. Ibe kind of did a little fake throw over to second. Just not worth it. Just hold off and take the out.
Brings up Joe Terranova, who's been hitting the ball hard as of late. Takes the first pitch down and in for a ball. Still tough sun field, right side and even center field as the sun is setting behind home plate at Rebel Park. Hard hit line drive, 1 hop at third. Actually, they're going to say he caught it. I thought it was short hopped at third. Hard to tell. Hard hit ball. Be an L5 for Terranova. Probably would have been an out either way as it was gloved cleanly.
Yep, that's one of those split-second moments where really only the third base umpire can see it. We can't really see it. We're kind of a little bit up and away for a play like that. I looked like it kind of short bounced to me, but we go with what the umpire says.
Here's Jaden Harriel, takes the first pitch for a called strike. Ground ball softly hit towards short. Inden has it on the charge. Just in time at first base. Sorry, Inaway, not Inden. 6-3 for the putout. The Rebels will strand 2. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on base. Logan Newcomb lead it off for the Cannons in the top half of the second on the other side of this break. Logan Newcomb leading things off in the second inning for the Cannons. Adler Holt still on the mound for the Rebels. Nice breaking ball to get things started, swung on and missed.
And Andrew going to knock wood and scratch green here. June 19th was the last time that he got a hit. That was against Winchester in an 11-7 losing effort. Went 1 for 1 on that night, however.
A lot of parity in the North Division right now. Winchester, Newmarket, Purcellville lifted into fairly deep center, but Magana is going to settle under it for the first out of the inning. And the Strasburg Express all only separated by 3 or 4 games. And really even 5th place, not too far out of it. Front Royal Cardinals.
Yeah, the way that they've been playing against the Rebels make you think that they're first in the entire league.
Cardinals have played good ball of late, I would say, especially here in Newmarket. First pitch to Andrew Bell, misses for a ball.
And even though that's a ball, I like that pitch from Holtz. That's upstairs just a little bit, but I think if he keeps firing that specific type of pitch, that'll be solid strike.
Just misses high.
Like he tried to do it again there.
Popped up on the infield. Should be an easy play for Harriel at first. He's got it. P3. And Newcomb and Bell go down quickly. 1-2 for first 2 outs of the inning. Brings up Ethan Acevedo, the leadoff man, for his second chance.
And Andrew, this is really ideal for the Rebels. You give up 4 straight hits, 2 runs in the first, and then you bounce back in the second, and you got a chance to go 1-2-3 here. This is a solid top of the second so far for the Rebels.
Yeah. Big time bounce back for Holtz, who finds the zone for the first strike. Acevedo. Tries to hit the same spot again and is just a little bit outside for ball 1.
Acevedo in the transfer portal from Virginia Commonwealth University, the Rams, the Atlantic 10 champion, 2026.
Tries the same pitch again and still just misses. 2-1.
A solid sports school in my hometown of Richmond, in the downtown area.
Been on the campus of VCU a time or two for some basketball games. They often host the Virginia High School League state championships for different divisions or levels of high school basketball there. 3-1 inside for ball 4. The 1-2-3 inning not meant to be, barring a pickoff or a caught stealing.
Like I caused the old announcer's jinx.
I think that one's firmly on your shoulders, Jack.
I guess so. I'll carry the blame for that one.
Brings up Shin Inouye. First pitch to him misses low for a ball. 1-0. Check on the runner at first. Back in safely with a dive. Runner going. Huge jump. No chance for Murphy. He throws anyway. Strong throw, but not in time. Pitch was a called strike, so it's 1-1. Well-timed steal there from Acevedo.
I was surprised to see Acevedo take off there. He's only got 3 stolen bases, make that 4 now after that successful one. Did not expect him to take off for second there, but if it works for the Cannons, go ahead.
Sometimes that just helps you catch the opposing team sleeping. Which is low. 3-1 on Inouye. Big Chicago Cubs fan. Anthony Rizzo, big first baseman, used to do that. He was always good for about 1 or 2 steals a month just because he was smart and he'd catch the teams napping on him. Inouye draws the walk. Not the worst result for the Rebels. Dangerous hitter. I believe this is his second stint with the Cannons with a gap year in between where he played in the Cape Cod League.
Yeah, I had that on my notes here. Cape Cod League in 2025 for Harwich. He was a 222 hitter.
Vincenzo Cusat takes a ball. As always, feel free to say hi in the YouTube chat. Keep an eye on that throughout the game. If we're pronouncing names wrong or you want to let us know who you're cheering for, Whether that is a Cannon or a Rebel, all are welcome here.
And Andrew, if I'm Mark Davis here and Holtz surrenders another free 90, I'm gonna say timeout here. Go talk to him a second. Not pull him out, obviously, but I'd say, hey, you worked 2 straight. You had a really solid start to the top of the second. Let's close it out here.
Finds the zone with a backdoor breaking ball for called strike 2, and he's ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Popped up down the third baseline. It's going to get out of play. Martin gave it a look, but 50 feet or so over the Rebel dugout. Tries the backdoor breaker again and misses up and away. Speaking of Coach Mark Davis, I see his wife and son are in attendance tonight in the reserve seating section. Met them at the Reading with the Rebels event here at Rebel Park on Tuesday. Hard hit liner, just foul. The entire Rebel team and joined by more than 60 little kids under the pavilion for Reading with the Rebels, a long-running tradition here in Newmarket. Actually started when I was probably in 2nd grade. I attended the very first Reading with the Rebels. Back then it was 2 or 3 players at the library, and it's grown into a large community event. Popped foul. I am, of course, extremely biased, as my mother was the children's librarian that started that tradition and continues it on till this day.
Love to see these long-standing traditions in Newmarket. It's just great for the game of baseball and Valley Baseball League, and the town of Newmarket. It's just a great
pick off
great
the second. Got him. Torres sneaks in behind Acevedo. 2-6 on the pickoff. That'll end the inning for the Cannons. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. Dylan Murphy going to lead it off for the Rebels in the bottom half on the other side.
No hits, no error.
Dylan Murphy leading off for the Rebels out of Florida Atlantic. Dangerous batter, does not have enough at-bats to qualify for any league lead or anything, but hitting over 400 coming into tonight. It's that one into shallow right. It's going to hold up in the air for Newcomb, who's got it for the first out of the inning.
From Palm Beach State College, shortstop, 6.
Seeing a lot of highlighter colored baseball glasses out in the field for the Cannons, and rightfully so. They're looking right into the sun. That's a great job by Newcomb. He did have his sunglasses on there to read that one.
No routine balls to right field until maybe 8:30 tonight. Shadow from the press box is about 5 feet in front of Newcomb's feet. Called strike. Matt Murphy, designated hitter, waiting on deck.
We have Acevedo in center and Newcomb in right. Both have glasses on. It looks like Williams has his on his hat. Everybody in the infield has theirs off except Bell, the second baseman.
Whereas twists away from that inside fastball, 3-1. And takes that one up and in, ball 4. Rebels have a man on with 1 out.
That's a solid take from Torres. That's an upstairs pitch. We've seen so many batters. I've said it before. I'll say it again. We've seen so many batters chasing that pitch that's upstairs. Just a good job by him to lay off of it. And it's an easy, free 90. Wouldn't say easy, but free 90.
First pitch to Murphy misses for a ball. Whereas dancing around at first, not a huge base stealer.
Yeah, only 1 stolen base on the season for Torres, and that was on the 10th, June the 10th against Winchester.
Swing and a miss from Murphy. Matt Murphy. 2 Murphys in the lineup for the Rebels tonight. 1 Murphy on the bench. Thought Coach Shepard might hit us with the 3 Murphy lineup. Slowly hit ground ball back to the pitcher. Goes to second for 1, on to first. That'll be a 1-4-3 double play. To end the threat for the Rebels in the bottom of the second after 2 complete. It's Purcellville 2, Newmarket nothing. We'll be back for the 3rd inning on the other side. CUSAT back at the plate for the Cannons was at bat when a pickoff ended the inning in the second.
Yeah, it caught me by surprise, Andrew. I was actually glancing at you, having a conversation, and all of a sudden, nope, the ball's at second, nope, and the inning's over. So, great play by Holtz.
Called strike on a check swing. Left field lounge looking pretty empty tonight. I see a tent with nobody under it. Fouled off. There's some light action in the Rebels bullpen. Not sure if that's with the intent of warming up or just playing catch. Foul down the right field line. Out of play.
And Andrew CUSAT, in 6 of his last games that he's started in, he's gotten a hit in every single one, his best one being against Winchester.
Wings and a miss. Holtz wins that battle. Strikeout to get the third inning started.
Oh, he had 3 hits against the Winchester in an 11-7 effort on the 19th. Not going to get it there. He does already have a hit. He had that nice line drive out to center in the first.
31.
Thomas Marsala next up for Cannons. Nobody on, 1 out. Swing and a miss. This is upstairs. Playing catch out in the bullpen. Newly arrived right-handed pitcher Russ Thompson. Hasn't appeared in a game yet.
Really excited to see how he performs tonight, if he gets the chance to take them out, which I believe he will very soon.
He has stopped throwing and was not pitching, just kind of playing catch out there. Swinging strike. But could be a sign that he's the first man into tonight's game out of that bullpen, just staying loose. Can't imagine it would take too many pitches to get loose in this weather, though.
And Andrew Marsala played his first game on the 6th against Strasburg, and he hasn't missed a game since. He's been at the plate.
Pop up into shallow left. Murchison is under it. Second out of the inning.
At the plate for 16 straight, make that 17 now. Just popped out there.
I think Jack's a poet, and he didn't even know it.
That one
Josh.
rhymed.
You rhymed right before that. Josh Eby, next man up for the Cannons. And pops the first pitch up behind home plate. That gets out of play. Might have a chance to come up here. Oh, closest one of the year, I would say. To making it into the press box. Hit just down to our right and bounced up almost onto the party deck. Intern Matt down on scoreboard duty. Was on his feet looking to make a play on that one. That one hits Eby in the back.
Yeah, I have not seen Matt stand up that fast in my life. He was up in an instant. He was ready for that one. His first game back in Newmarket after a quick little break. Had a chance there to grab a foul ball. What a welcome back gift it was, but not to be, if you will, as
Yes.
Poet Jack continues.
Rocking the Team USA jersey. Pop up on the right side. Harriel chasing it. Just out of play. Team USA in action in the World Cup tonight. Playing Bosnia. That one, to probably no one's surprise, is scoreless through 14 minutes. Another pop-up behind home plate. This might be another chance for us in the press box. Ooh, instead it's off one of the reserved seating.
Hit a fan in the face there. He'll rightfully collect that one after taking it on the cheek, looked like.
On a deflection, it wasn't moving too fast by the time it got to him. Looks like everybody is okay. And it's 0-2 on Williams. Runner going, has a huge jump. Doesn't matter. Williams strikes out swinging to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. One runner left on base. Through 2.5, it's Purcellville 2, Newmarket nothing.
Runner left on base.
Tyler Martin, the 9-hitter, leading things off for Newmarket here in the third. Tall lefty, playing third base tonight. Shows bunt, pulls it back. Most of the field now in the shade, which I'm sure the players are grateful for. Swing and a miss. Down low for a ball. And upstairs for ball 3, Martin 1 ball away from getting himself on base to lead things off. Takes a fastball right down the pipe for strike 2. That makes it a full count. And he swings and misses at a breaking ball, strike 3. So Mallow will come to the plate with 1 out and nobody on.
Yikes, that's a crusher there if you're Tyler Martin. Battle in that at bat and then just go down on a not the strongest swing you'll ever see. That's a rough walk back to the dugout there.
Misses outside to Mallow, 2-0.
Got to give props to Inden. A great start for him. That was his first strikeout of the night, but he's kept it on the ground. And when it's in the air, it's a reasonable play, able to be gloved by his fielders. Doing a solid job.
Held the Rebels scoreless through 2 1/3. Will do some nice work for his ERA. Lined into the left, going to be a fairly routine play for Williams. L7 for Mallow. Hit it pretty hard, but right at him.
That's good contact, just a little bit. You know, unfortunate placement there on that swing. Got to feel like if that was 20, 25 yards to the right, that would have been really either way, 20, 25 yards either way. That would have been either down the third base line or right in that left center gap.
Another one hit to Williams in left. Doesn't have to move more than a step. Rebels go down in order. AJ Green going to lead it off for the Cannons in the 4th inning on the other side of this break. AJ Green leads it off for the Cannons against Adler Holtz here in the top of the 4th. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Nice pitch from Holtz. Ground ball to Torres at short. He's got it on the backhand. Strong throw across. 6-3. for the first out of the inning. Brings up Logan Newcomb.
Been a great game for Torres so far. He had that good scoop play, that 6-3, another similar one in the first inning to stop the bleeding. Had a nice play, placed it over to first. Good job by him. He's had a solid game tonight.
Newcomb looks like he's going up there ready for battle. He's got the shin guard, the elbow guard, and the cheek guard.
Ready for anything there. You know, Andrew, I don't get all the hype behind the highlighter colored equipment. We've talked about this before. Look at those batting gloves on Newcomb. Those things, wow. Looks like he pulled it out of like a kindergartner, you know, highlighter section that you see in Target right before back to school time. And he just like painted it all over his batting gloves.
Something you'd see the party animals wearing playing the Savannah Bananas. Fouled off.
Got to think maybe that's what's causing it. I really don't know. And then he's got a bright purple bat. I've never seen that. I don't think ever in my life. That color combo especially. I've never seen that in my life.
I like the purple bat, although it does make you wonder if he should be playing for the Strasburg Express.
Definitely.
The brightly colored batting gloves seem to be a theme, though, throughout the league. Not to pick on Newcomb by any means.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, it's certainly a trend. See it especially in youth baseball.
Swing and a miss. Holtz gets the first two here in the top of the fourth. Got the first two cannons for 3 innings in a row, but still looking for that 1-2-3. See if he can get Andrew Bell here. Called strike. Holtz ahead 0-1. Just misses with that one, 1-1.
And Holtz is doing a great job. And that one was close. A solid 3 straight innings after giving up that rough. Can't say 3 straight already because it's not done yet after giving up that rough first inning.
Popped up on the infield. This should be the 1-2-3 inning we were talking about. Mallow squeezes it. No runs, no hits, no errors. Holtz is through 4 after 3.5. Purcellville still holding on to a 2-run lead. Mario Magana leading it off for Newmarket. First pitch was a strike, 0-1.
Ghana had a pretty quiet night on the 28th against the Cardinals. However, the night before, on the 27th against the Express, he had 3 hits, went 3 for 5. It was a great night for him. 8 out of the 9 Rebels got a hit, and yet they only scored 1 run in a losing effort to the Express, 8-1. One of those moments where you just leave everybody out there, can't get any runs across.
Been an issue for the Rebels as of late. That one misses outside for a ball.
And Inden really quickly to his catcher, Green, just kind of put his hand on his chest, basically saying, "That's on me. I'm sorry, it's a little outside." Made Green scramble for that one there. Going to refocus here with a 1-2 count.
Foul tip at the plate. Magana still behind 1-2 to Inden. That one, the medium deep center field. Acevedo's under it for the first out. Here's Joe Terranova, hit the ball hard, his first at bat. And it looks like as we were speaking, the USA scores their first goal of the knockout round. Take a 1-0 lead. If they weren't offsides. Called strike to Terranova. His first at bat hit a hard liner to short. Or third base, rather. Skies that one into left center. Left fielder Williams is able to settle under it for the second out of the inning. Looks like that goal has been disallowed, offsides.
A lot of times in media booths, there are things going on that you could never really speculate. There are baseball games going on computers. You got a soccer game going on the phone. And a lot of times in really many different media booths, this is the case. Which is kind of shocking. You'd think there'd only be a couple of mics and computers, a couple computers on the game, but no, sometimes there's some extracurricular stuff going on in the booth.
Oh, 1 to Harriel. Inside breaking ball. Misses for a ball. Dylan Murphy on deck. It's that one hard into center field, chasing Acevedo back. He pulls up just short of the warning track and pulls it in for the third out of the inning. Rebels go 1-2-3. Nice job by Inden as he threw 4 scoreless. And after 4 complete, Purcellville holds on to a 2-run lead.
Pound them out for the Rebels from Jones.
Wes Thompson. He faces Ethan Acevedo. Been on base both times he's been up to the plate. He had that strong hit to center, and he also walked. Now gets another chance here in the top of the fifth. The deal from Thompson. That one's lined out to right. Moving at it is Terranova, but it's going to bounce at his feet for an easy 90. That's a good start to this inning for the Cannons.
He's been doing a great job all day leading off for the Cannons. Kind of an early spark plug to get him on base.
And Brandon, what's your message? What do you think the message is to the Rebels here? You're down 2, going back out into the field. Now you got 1 on. What do you think? What do you think the message would be to the guys right now?
I think the message is that we know who we are and we know we can get out of this. And also we know the kind of skill that we have in our bats. They've been getting a few hits game to game, but just in, kind of a wacky order, not able to drive the runs home. So I think you just got to trust in yourself that you can eventually get a groove and play more cohesively.
A great job by Murphy there to not allow a pass ball. That one's way inside. Jumping out of the way is Inoa. 2-1, runners free. Here's the throwdown from Murphy, and it is not in time. Mighty close there. Torres got his glove down. Acevedo and Torres, quick little friendly exchange there. Had a little bit of a collision. Everybody's okay, however.
I really like the pop from Murphy there. If that ball was just like a few inches to the right, that would have been absolutely perfect.
There's another inside pitch, and it's a free 90. Now 2 on for the Cannons with nobody gone. And Brandon, I wouldn't say this is like a hurricane, like where we see nobody gone, bases loaded, but ominous clouds in the sky if I were to use a weather metaphor for this one.
Absolutely. And the cameras always make that weather look a little bit worse than it actually is here.
A good solid pitch from Thompson there. Breaking pitch just outside.
We're always fighting the weather one way or another, whether it's the mound getting covered in rain or it's the sun beating down on the computer here, not letting us stream. Luckily, we got it to work.
That one's fouled off. 2 count now. Did not expect for the fan to be placed about 5 inches or maybe like a 6, 7, 8 inches away from the PC that's running our stream. 1-2. That one's poked into left. It will drift foul.
A little bit awkward, but you got to do what you got to do to get the broadcast going.
The 1-2 to Cusack. That one's fouled off. Yelling at that one that it bounced off the plate was the second base umpire. One of those plays where it bounces off the plate. You don't know if it's bounces off the plate or is on the ground. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Cusack was part of that early onslaught for the Cannons. in the first. Had a good hit to center. Watches that one go by for a second ball. 2-0. Cannons over Rebels our score. Top of the fifth in this interns inning. Shout out to all the interns. Newmarket Rebels. That one mighty close on that outside corner. Really, really close. But it's a full count. Here comes your payoff pitch. Thompson offers. That one swung on. A bouncing ball. Great play by Torres. Steps on second and swings it over to Harriel for a solid double play. And the solid night continues for Torres. Quick instinct to grab that bouncing ball. Looked like it bounced off the end of that grassy part of the infield. Good job by him.
And that's a great pitch from Thompson, getting the weak contact, and you know he's breathing a huge sigh of relief after getting 2 quick outs like that.
Marsala now steps in. Thompson sends that one just high. That one's low for a second ball. 2-0 our count now with 2 gone. 1 runner on third. Him being Acevedo took that steal and he was able to sneak over to third base on that double play. Great play by Torres. The 2-0. That one's lined really close, but called foul by the first base umpire. It was right into the waiting glove of Harriel. It was hit so well on the line that it kicked up the chalk.
Made it look like that ball was sizzling.
That was certainly sizzling. But good job by Harriel. In the case that it was fair, that would have been an easy 3U to conclude this top of the fifth. Marsala, that one right back to Harriel and fouled yet again. 2 straight. Right down that line. Keeping Harriel on his toes there. Keep him on the balls of his feet. Now, Brandon, I don't know if that is the same bat that was used earlier, but it is another purple bat. I'm not sure. I think it's the same. That 2-2 is taken inside for full count, and I have just received word from a celebration on the other side of the media booth that the United States has scored their first goal of the evening after their other one was called back. It is now 1-0 or 1-0 if you are a soccer fan or football fan, as that one will be a free pass for Marsala to first. Runners on the corners now for the Cannons. The righty Eby steps in now. I called him Ib. That was my mistake. It is Josh Eby. He's playing first tonight. Probably still smarting from that pitch that he got hit on in the top of the third. Faces a new pitcher in Thompson here. Runners free. That one plunks him yet again. How about that? I spoke it into reality. And that's 2 straight. And Eby showing his frustration a little bit in that equipment toss as he tosses it all the way to the gravel section. Walking in a little bit of frustration as probably wake up with some aches and pains tomorrow and a couple of bruises. That's 2 straight for him.
Yeah, you can see EB almost rolling his eyes there. I talked about it a few broadcasts ago where, every at bat here is so valuable for the film that you're putting on for potential new coaches. So sucks to see an at bat end that way, even though, you did get on base, but probably want to put something more flashy on film.
The Stephen F. Austin student athlete, if you will, took that one. It's 2 straight for him. The SLC hitter of the week in March. Now Seth Williams fouls that one off. Looked like it was coming right to us. So we go from 1 runner on third all the way to the bases loaded. It's one of those moments where you think little things as that one's lined out. It will be runs for the Cannons. Lined out to left. 1 run scores. Here comes the second one. And it'll be a 4-0 game now, as the Cannons extend their lead on a solid hit from Seth Williams. That's a 2 RBI shot. AJ Green now. The runner in scoring position. AJ Green has had 2 straight 6-3 plays.
I was just about to say that.
Torres has been all over him tonight. And that really solid play in the first to, like I said earlier, limit the bleeding. Good little scoop action. And then another one in the top of the 4th. That was the first out that inning. See if that's again to Torres, and he swings it over. And
What do you know?
hat trick. 3 straight 6-3s. What a night for Torres. How about that? That'll conclude the top of the 5th. 4-0 our score. Cannons over Rebels. We'll be right back after this quick break. Back now in New Market. Murphy, Torres, and Murphy. Totally not confusing at all. Due up for the Rebels. That's a cautious swing by Murphy there, excuse me. The deal from Inden. Another cautious swing. Wow, that's 2 straight for Murphy. Looked like he was unsure about those ones. See if Inden can close him out here. That would be a solid start on what has already been a great game for him. That one's taken inside. Inden tried to freeze him high and tight there. Send him back looking. The 1-2. That one's lined out. It's popped up, and it will fall into the right center gap for an easy base hit. Call that a quick P9. And it's a runner on for the Rebels here with Torres up. He's already had a solid game in the field. Let's see if he can continue it at the batter's box. The righty steps in.
And speaking of Murphy, Andrew mentioned earlier that he's batting 400, although he hasn't had many at-bats. But on the season, he's batting over 500 against these Cannons.
Torres looks like he wanted to show bunts again. Yeah, Murphy has had a solid year for the Rebels. See if Torres keeps the bunt going. The 1-0 taken inside. A little bit low. Try to paint that inner third, if you will. Shortstop steps back in, waves the bat around like a windmill, because it by his right ear. Here's the 2-0. That's a solid breaking pitch there for a first called strike. Pickoff attempt. Back goes Murphy in time. The 2-1. That one's popped up. Torres's gloves are like they have baby blue interior and gray exterior. On the palm side is blue and the fingers are blue as well. Haven't seen that kind of coloration on a glove. The 2-2 even count. Oh, wow, that's going to smart. Plunks him in the shoulder, like the shoulder and neck area. So Eby and Torres may share a quick little interaction saying, hey, both getting plunked a fair amount tonight.
Going to lead to a visit to the mound.
Yeah, a quick little mound visit. I was filling out my score sheet. It's like there will be no new pitcher for the Cannons. They will, just a quick little conference with a runner on first and second with nobody gone. Those ominous clouds are forming yet again, this time in favor of the Newmarket Rebels.
And assistant back boy tonight. Number 28. Murphy.
Designated hitter Matt Murphy steps in. Hit into a double play last time in the bottom of the second. Looking to change the tides here. The empty count. Ooh, check swing, but he was far, far, far beyond any saving there. That'll be a strike one. Well, hesitation there from Murphy on that pitch. That means that was a good one from Inden. The 0-1. Another swing and a miss for Murphy. Inden now in the driver's seat and then some. See if the mound visit mojo changed the tides for him. The 0-2. Another swing and a miss. That's 3 straight for Murphy, and he will go back to the dugout with his head hung low, and rightfully so after that.
Yeah, I have to think that's a series of frustration swings there from Murphy. I mean, over the course of this 6-game losing streak, you've been in this position before where you have runners on, and for whatever reason, the Rebels just can't seem to bring one in. So
Frustrating is a good way to put it, I think, Brandon. It's one of those moments where you shake your head and really nothing you can do except be positive. I think that's the only thing that you can do in a lot of these games, just be positive. That one's a little bit inside, but hits the zone for a called strike. It is the Holmes Community College man, Tyler Martin, up now. Switch hitter. Hitting lefty this time. It's a lefty on righty matchup. Pickoff attempt, nobody was home. Keeps Murphy honest there over at second. He had that nice placed fly ball pop up, if you will, kind of a, almost looks like a little bit of both, maybe a little bit of a line drive pop up. That'll be way inside for a 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 gone. The bottom of the 5th, 4-0 Cannons over Rebels. The lefty Martin digs in with his bright red batting gloves. 1-1. Fouled off. Well, Brandon, if you're the Rebels here, this is a great opportunity. You never know when the opportunities present themselves, but this certainly is a great one. That's a swinging strikeout there. That's not what you want when you have a great opportunity. That's 2 straight forward Ks for Inden. Solid job by him this inning and this game, if you will.
Regulation from the Potomac State College. Number 2, Jonathan Mallow.
Back to the top of the order for the Rebels. Potomac State College man, the lefty steps in, that being Jonathan Mallow. In his 3rd year with Newmarket. Here's the empty count. Outside. It's always a new science finding every home plate umpire strike zone. Inden's done a great job tonight. Picked up the strikeouts in the past few innings. That one's fouled off. First strikeout didn't come until the top of the 3rd, or bottom of the 3rd, excuse me. Which is very surprising, honestly, but his defense did a great job surrounding him and backing him up, keeping the Rebels scoreless.
yeah, it just goes to show, you know, you can't. Sometimes the box score doesn't tell the whole story.
1-1. And that's a frustrating swing and a miss there from Mallow, shaking his head right after it. He knows that only should have laid off of that one as he's takes a golf swing at that one. Had a few Rebels players go to the links. Saw that on my Instagram.
Yeah. Newmarket Rebels are sponsored by Shenvali.
1-2. Outside. The hat of Inden flew off there. We've seen that before with some Newmarket Rebels pitchers. Their hat size maybe a little bit too big as their windup and unleashing of the pitches throws the hat off sometimes. 2-2-2 on the scoreboard now. The 2-2 way high for a full count. Payoff pitch coming to Mallow. Good chance to load up the bases here if he either watches one go by that's not in the strike zone, or he could just send some across with a solid hit here. Here's the payoff. Runners go, and that will be a free 90. And the bases will be fully juiced for the Rebels here.
Great discipline from Mallow there.
Yeah, Brandon, I feel like if you get caught with a golf swing going really low at a pitch, you almost feel justified to take a big swing and get a solid hit to kind of erase that memory. But a good job there from Mallow to watch that one, avoid doing the same exact thing twice, and he gets a free 90, and the bases are loaded. Burchinson digs in. 11 RBIs on the season. He's got a golden opportunity here. That one's lined out. It's popped up into right center. Under it is Acevedo, and he gloves it. And that will blank the Rebels in the bottom of the fifth. It remains a 4-0 game. Cannons over Rebels. We'll be right back after this quick break. Logan Newcomb leading it off here for the Cannons. 4-0 Cannons over Rebels, our score.
Jackson Jones, the new Rebels pitcher.
Yes, sir.
Lefty out of Louisiana Tech.
Local kid from Benton, Louisiana, who is local school, Louisiana Tech.
Jackson Jones.
First pitch is a good one for a called strike one. That one a little bit inside, jumping out of the way is Newcomb. 1-1 from Jones outside.
Newcomb still rocking that purple bat.
Talked a little bit about it. And also has got the highlighter gloves. Seems to be a trend. The 2-1. Way outside. Not even reaching for it was Murphy as it bounces off the safety padding and right back to Murphy, really.
The classic, just a bit outside by Bob Euchre. Made famous in the movie Major League. Wild Thing Vaughn.
3-1 in there for a called strike. Payoff pitch on the way. Newcomb's had a pretty quiet night. He flied out to center field, and he also struck out swinging. In the top of the 4th, looking to do some damage here in the top of the 6th. He will do some damage, but it's in the form of a free 90. Damage on the base path there. Here comes the righty, Andrew Bell. Another player at the bottom of their order, there being the Purcellville Cannons, who's had a quiet night. 2 straight pop-outs for him, being to first and to second, respectively. Empty count. Been a little bit early on pitches tonight. A little bit under them.
Getting a different look with Jones here, the hard-throwing lefty.
This is a solid lefty on righty matchup. The 1-0. Check swing there, doesn't matter, it's a called strike. Bell readjusts his batting helmet and steps back in. Touches the plate with his bat. Here's the 1-1. Breaks in there for another strike. 2 straight now.
Some nice glove side action coming back to the outside corner.
What we call a dirty pitch right there. Dirty in a good way.
I think in baseball context, dirty is usually a good thing.
The 1-2. Oh, pickoff attempt. Back in time is Newcomb.
You get your uniform dirty, you know you did something that night.
Exactly.
Of course, if you're one of these college players, that means got to do laundry.
Get to the higher levels of college, you'll probably, that one, the swinging strikeout for Bell. And the Larry the Cable Guy soundbite escorts him back to the dugout. As I was talking about, once you get into those maybe higher levels of college, you start to get the, athletic trainers. I know we have got an athletic equipment manager, if you will, in the media booth in Matt, or the James Madison Dukes, but I wouldn't say athletic trainer, but equipment manager, if you will, does the laundry for you, especially in those D1 colleges, Virginia Tech, JMU, higher levels. That one goes outside. But JUCO, community college, D2, D3, I think you're doing your own laundry on that one.
Yeah, Matt will be leaving us after this summer to go slum it up with the JMU Dukes football program, go to the college football playoff. Can't compare to Rebel Park here in Newmarket.
That one slides in there for a called strike. It's
I'm joking, of course.
Runners free on the 1-1. Here's the throw down for Murphy. It's on the money, but not in time. And it's a successful steal for Newcomb.
Murphy kind of double clutched on that one.
Yes,
Might have had
he
a
did.
chance if he had just rocked and fired.
A little moment of hesitation there, and that's all it takes. Maybe it was that Jones was in the way a little bit. Don't want to beam your pitcher in the face, if you will. The lefty on lefty matchup here. The 2-1 bunt attempt is pulled back for a third ball.
Gotta think that was more of a, I'm taking this pitch and I'm gonna mess with you showing bunt.
Acevedo certainly had a productive night. He can't afford to mess around with the pitcher. He had 2 hits already and 1 walk. Been on base every time he's been up to bat. That one's a called strike. That's a solid pitch. That's exactly what you need from a pitcher like Jones. Stay alive in the at-bat. Set yourself up for a strikeout here. Live to fight another pitch. The payoff from Jones, way high, and that'll be a quick little pass.
Small bright side for the Rebels. That does put your ground ball double play opportunity in order.
First off. Away.
Go from one productive hitter to yet another productive hitter in Shin Inoue. 2 walks tonight, 1 solid hit to center and the top of the first. That 2-run inning for the Cannons. Got them out to the early lead. Here's the empty count. Showed bunt for a second, but here comes on the pass, I wouldn't say a pass ball, but a stopped ball by Murphy, but it just got out of his glove. He lost it there for a minute, and scampering over to third was Newcomb. I'd put that PB pass ball advanced. Acevedo stays at first, however. He hesitated and played it safe to get back. 1-0. Taken low. By low, I mean way low.
Scraping the dirt on the way in.
Scraping the dirt, exactly. Get a little dirt on your glove there if you're Murphy. Like a curve, had a fair amount of break to it. Jones looking to revive himself in this at-bat. The 2-0. Fastball is high. That's 3 straight balls there for Jones, looking to avoid the 4-pitch walk.
No action in the Rebel bullpen at the moment.
3-0. That's a 4-pitch walk there. And the bases will be fully loaded for the Cannons. Trying to think of a cannon load and fire joke, but it's not on my tongue, so I'll just say that.
I was thinking along similar lines, but coming up empty. I guess we could say we got to hope that the Cannons cannon fires a dud here in the top of the 6th.
Hope it's a blank. There's the empty count. Bounces it in the dirt. Still no action in the Rebels bullpen after that 4-pitch walk.
There is some stirring now that you mention it. Jordan Bermudez, righty out of Miami-Dade, starting to get loose.
See if yet another walk here that we have a little timeout, mound conference, and a pitching change. We'll see as the 1-0 misses yet again outside. That's 6 straight.
Jones has had some good outings this summer and some rough ones. Usually the rough ones due to lack of command, which he's struggling with here tonight.
The 2-0. That's a big swing and a miss there. The 2-1 on Cusack. Breaks just inside for a 3rd ball.
Jones in danger of walking in a run. Never a good thing.
Let's see if he can avoid it here. Jones. That's a called strike. That's solid. Breaking pitch there. Meets that outside corner. And Andrew, if you're Mark Davis here, what's your message? What's your rationale behind sending Thompson out just for a really short time and then taking him out? He was doing pretty decently, I think. What's the mentality there as that one's fouled off?
Well, could have been coming off a fairly long break. You don't want to send somebody out that hasn't thrown in a couple weeks since the end of Jones' college season. They did make it to the D2 Junior College World Series, but may have taken some time off after that. That could be a strong consideration.
The payoff pitch to Cusack. Oh, gets him chasing on an outside pitch. That's a dirty one right there.
Cusack helped Jones out, chased one that was several inches off the plate. Was a nice breaker, though. Probably started out looking like it was on the outside part of the plate.
One of my keys to victory for Purcellville was not to chase pitches. They've done a pretty good job on that tonight. Not the case on that one. As Cusack goes back to the dugout. Two gone here. Jones a chance to save himself from the jam, and that's a good start with a breaking pitch. That outside and low corner, that outer third.
Seems like he's really relying on the breaking ball to throw strikes. The fastball been a little bit all over the place, but he's mostly been around the zone with the curve or slurvy looking pitch that he's throwing here.
That one was another breaking pitch trying to almost goad Marshall into a golf swing. But he lays off of that one with his purple bat. I have to think that's the same bat. There's no way there's two purple bats. That's just unheard of. They got to be sharing the wooden bat. Two straight downstairs pitches. And the 0-1 count is now changed to a 2-1.
Shared bats definitely common in wood bat summer leagues. A lot of teams will provide a limited number of bats, and players share bats with a buddy.
The 2-1. That's a big swing and a miss there. Marshall gives Murphy some free air conditioning, and on a night like this and an afternoon like this, that's much appreciated.
Sure, the home plate umpire wouldn't mind getting in on that fan action.
Scoreboard full of twos. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's that one. Ring 'em up, strike 3, and that will close out this inning. And Jones escapes out of the jam. Great job by him. We'll be right back after this break. 4-0 Cannons over Rebels. New Market, Virginia. There is a mystery man on the mound for the Cannons. As Magana pops that one up, there's a mystery man that the roster on the Valley Baseball League website does not cover. Number 74. If you recognize the man on the mound in the YouTube stream, please let us know in the comments. Got somebody running an errand, him being John, our other intern, to figure out the name at least, as that's a big swinging strike there from Magana. Magana's made contact, but he's been out both times. The 0-2. Another swinging strikeout for the Rebels, and one gone.
Mystery man out there has some good velocity.
Yeah, he certainly
Ghana
does.
couldn't catch up.
I was just about to say, here's the pitch from the mystery man. And it's a good start for the mystery man as he goes 1-2-3 against the Rebels' best hitter.
Nova.
Facing the heart of the Rebels lineup. Magana, Terranova, and Harriel due up. First one's taken just a tad high. So we do have an ID on the mystery pitcher. It is number 21, Ethan De Jesus. However, looks like he changed uniforms before this, so threw us a big old curveball. Oh, the guy did not put it in the system apparently, so he is not number 21, he's number 74. Oh, it's a great start for De Jesus. The Riverview, Florida native goes to Florida Gulf Coast University. He sends the 2-1 here. Big swing and a miss. De Jesus has started very, very strong in this inning. In relief of Inden. The even count 2-2.
Terranova wants to get something started for Newmarket. It's been a quiet night on offense.
3-2. That one's lined out. You might have spoken it into reality. However, it will be right into the waiting glove of Acevedo for a second out here in the bottom of the sixth. That's an F8. And it's 2 gone. A great start for Ethan De Jesus.
21, Jaden Harriel.
And his 4th appearance in the Valley Baseball League is turning out to be a good one so far. Now faces Jaden Harriel, another batter who's made some solid contact, but been escorted back to the dugout both times.
Balls have not been falling in for the Rebels tonight when they do manage to hit it hard.
Only 2 hits on the evening for the Rebels. First strike there. Here's the 0-1, another strike. And the quick pitching from De Jesus has Newmarket confused here. Ariel steps back in.
A little bit more velocity than Inden had to start this one.
The 0-2, that one's popped up. Chasing after it is EB, and he's under it, and we'll take care of that one. That'll conclude the bottom of the 6th. Cannons blank the Rebels yet again. We will be right back after this quick break. 4-0. Purcellville over Newmarket. Back now in New Market. Eby looking to avoid getting plunked for a third time in a row as he lines that one down the first base line. There to gather it is Harriel for a quick 3-U on the first pitch.
Shout out to trusted SAB trader who also identified Ethan DeJesus in the chat.
Good job by him. Always helpful when we have interactive viewers in the YouTube chat. The new Rebels pitcher is Jordan Bermudez, number 10, Miami-Dade College. Bunt attempt there. Sounded like he got a piece of it, but
One way or the other, that's a strike.
one way, yes, one way or another, that is into the ready and waiting glove of Murphy for a called strike. The 0-1. That one's fouled. There to it is Torres. He's had a great night tonight. Swings it over, and wow, that was mighty close. It was off the bag, and Harriel gloved it, jumping in the air, and put the tag on Williams. However, no, says the first base umpire. What's your read on that one, Andrew?
Looks like we're going to get a conference of the umpires. I think it was a fairly clear tag, but could be a tough angle for the first base umpire as he was on the opposite side of the runner from where the tag would have taken place.
I certainly think I saw a tag on that one.
They are going to confer. And they have changed the call on the field 2 and out. Don't see that super often, but in this case, I do think the umpires got it right after consulting. And no argument from the Purcellville side, as pointed out by our public address announcer. Usually a pretty strong sign that the call on the field was eventually correct.
And here comes, might I say, the 6'3" master, A.J. Green. He's hit to Torres all 3 at-bats that he's had.
If he can make it 4 in a row here.
And that would be 2 straight 6-3s this inning. Torres has been a busy man tonight. The 1-0, big swinging strike there. Draws even at 1. The 1-1. Called strike.
Can see Harriel chatting with the first base umpire. They're kind of motioning through the play that happened. Seem to be having a good laugh about it since the call was ultimately correct, we believe.
Certainly not the easiest call if you're the first base umpire. You got Williams screaming down the line, trying to get to first on time. Probably obscured the tag, if you will.
Definitely was not visible to the first base umpire.
The 2-2, that's lined right into the waiting glove of Mallow. Takes a bounce, but swung over to Harriel, and that will conclude the top of the 7th. We'll be right back after we take the 7th inning stretch, if you will. Take me out to the ball game. We'll be right back after this break. Back now in New Market. Dylan Murphy steps in now. Murphy, Torres, and Murphy yet again. Due up for the Rebels. That was the same exact due up in the interns inning in the 5th. First pitch called strike quickly now. Murphy behind in the count.
The Jesus firing him in there.
Doing a great job. Speaking of fire, it is hot still here and the sun is down. Sun has gone down, but the humidity staying right here. There's a lot of sweat and not enough cool air. Let's just say that, as that one was taken outside for a 1-2 count now. The 1-2. Another swinging strikeout for the Rebels as Murphy goes down this time.
Like De Jesus working in the low 90s.
He's doing a great job. We got the radar gun up and out.
From Palm Beach, St. College,
92, 93.
Eric Torres.
Eric Torres now faces the hot hand, being De Jesus. The empty count deal from him. Called strike, another great pitch. Break, had a little breakage on it. I don't think breakage is a word, but I mean, it applies.
It works.
The 0-1. That one just outside. Gonna paint that corner. Like I said before, Torres has had a great night in the field. Been all over the place. Ball's been going to short multiple times. 1-1, fouled off. The 1-2 from De Jesus. Swinging strikeout, number 2 of the inning. As Torres goes packing now. See if De Jesus can close out the hat trick here against Matt Murphy.
Up the designated hitter from Colby Beacon College, number 28, Matt Murphy.
And Andrew, if you're Ty Martin right now, what's your message to the dugout? He's out he's out at first, but during the break, what do you think he had to say to the team? What would you say?
Coach Martin's a pretty calm, positive guy, so I would imagine it would just be, stick with your swing. Don't try to work outside of what you can do. If you're a single hitter, hit a single. If you're a home run hitter, hit a home run, that kind of thing. Stay within yourself, basically.
That breaking pitch, very close, had eyes, if you will, and missed outside the strike zone for an even 1-1. The 1-1 breaks in for another strike. Matt Murphy doesn't really get down in a ready stance almost. He just kind of stands.
Upright batting stance.
Upright batting stance, not really any athletic bend. And there's another. He completes the hat trick. De Jesus, what an inning from him. And the Cannons yet again blank the Rebels. We'll be right back after this quick break. 4-0. Cannons over Rebels. Back now in New Market, Logan Newcomb steps in now against new Rebel pitcher Caleb Short. There's the empty count, big swing. Newcomb finished that swing a little bit lower than you'd expect. It was down by his waist, that being the bat after he went a full 180.
The big purple bat, can't miss it.
Definitely cannot miss that one. We've been talking about it pretty much all night long.
Pointed out to us that you can miss it if you're colorblind.
Yes, you can. The 1-1 from Short. Another swing and a miss. This time, the finish on the bat was a little bit higher, up near shoulder length. Short looking to close out Newcomb. 1-2. Goes far outside, out of the glove of Murphy. Two, fouled off. Caleb Short of Louisiana Tech. Little Rock, Arkansas native. 6'4", he's a big dude. Certainly see him in any room you go into.
Can't miss him.
You cannot miss a 6'4" guy.
Also a hard thrower.
He certainly is.
Low 90s.
Andrew, you rightfully have that radar gun out, reading those pitches, because those things are moving, I'll tell you what. Short in his 11th appearance here tonight against the Cannons. Here's the 2-2. That one's fouled off yet again. Good job by Newcomb to find his pitch. Stay alive until you can find one you can drive. Baseball 101. The 2-2. One's fouled off again.
Third consecutive foul ball.
Seen a lot of 3 straights tonight. We've seen a lot of 6-3s, 3 straight 6-3s. We've seen 3 straight foul balls. Seen a lot of series tonight. Ivy got hit by 2 pitches back to back. The full count deep. That one's lined, and it'll fall fair. Running after it is Murchison. Turning to is Newcomb. And talk about finding your pitch. He finds it and drives it. And now there's a runner knocking on the door for the Cannons.
Yep, just fair down the left field line. Got all the way into the corner. Nothing Murchison could do on that one.
That's a solid L7 for the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina native. Goes to Coastal Carolina, the Chanticleers, I believe. It's interesting, one of the most interesting mascots in all of colleges, really. I mean, compared to the Blue Hose, if you will. I mean, there are a lot of interesting, wacky mascots out there, but Chanticleers has to be up there on the board. There's a swinging strike out there, or strike, excuse me, there. Not a strikeout just yet.
Certainly one of the more unique mascots, which I appreciate. There's
So-
enough Bulldogs and Wildcats out there.
I'll tell you that.
More Chanticleers, please.
That one's fouled off. Been saying strikeout so many times, it's almost instinct to say swinging strikeout. We've seen so many tonight. The 0-2. Check swing, fouled it off. Andrew Bell, the righty on righty matchup here. Steps in behind in this one. Good eye on his part. Takes that one outside for the first ball. The 1-2. Taken in the dirt for an even count. So we go from 0-2 to even.
I keep finding myself nodding and then realizing that most people can't see me nod. Gotta hone my color commentary skills.
You may do a little flip here. Send you back to Andrew to close this one out. That one's taken outside for a full count. 3 at-bats for Bell at Duke University, and one of them was a home run. How about that? Convenient enough? You go 1 for 3 on homers on
Keep
all your
that
at-bats.
Ratio up,
That's
you'd
pretty
be going
good.
somewhere.
Yeah, might be going places. Might be going on the cover of a popular magazine or, MVP trophy. That one's popped up.
Put you on pace with Dansby Swanson over the last 2 days. We were talking about that between breaks. 5 home runs for the Cubs in the last 24 hours.
It's just an unnatural stat, if you will. You just look at that and then you do a double take on it when you're scrolling on your social media. As the 3-2 here is high. And that'll be a walk. Short's first walk of the evening. Puts runners on first and second. And Ethan Acevedo now. Couldn't really give yourself any more of a golden opportunity than this one. Bunt attempt here, picked up by short. Swung over to Harriel in time for out number 1. So mission accomplished there if you're Acevedo. You move the runners. Sacrifice bunt there. And now 2 runners in scoring position.
Dangerous Shin Inouye coming to the plate.
Shin Inouye, you are correct. Three straight walks. He's got a walk hat trick. See if he can get it to 4. There's the 0-0 pitch inside. Off to a good start.
Certainly a situation you could consider walking him to load the bases and give yourself a chance at a double play. Rebels
Inouye
playing
didn't.
the infield in.
Inouye did walk into a double play. I mean, nothing that he could do. He was at first, and it was a 6U. One of those great plays by Torres. He gloved it and stepped on the bag himself and swung it over to first for the double play. Inouye fouled that one off. 1-1-1 on the scoreboard now. Here's the offering from short. Fouled off.
Nice
Might-
fielding job from Harriel, even though it was foul.
I'll tell you what, no errors tonight for the Rebels in the field. That is a sharp contrast to what happened in the game against Front Royal a couple days ago. There seemed to be errors all over the place. They certainly locked that down very well. Done a great job in the field tonight, especially Torres. I've talked a lot about it. Infield is in, like you stated, for the Rebels. The 1-2 to Inouye. That one's hit well. Chasing after it is Magana, and he slides down on a diving play, which will drive in Newcomb for yet another run for the Cannons. It's now a 5-0 contest here in Newmarket.
Designated hitter number 6.
Cusat now. Their solid hitter in the heart of the Cannons lineup. That one's fouled off. He can certainly rip the seam off the baseball. Was a very productive player at Frederick Community College, the Cougars. 46 RBIs. He fouls that one off yet again. That was literally coming straight to my face. Stopped by the safety net. .46 RBIs, 412 hitter, 554 on base percentage. He was solid for Frederick Community College. Fouls that one off. That's 3 straight. Saw it earlier with Newcomb, who's now back to the dugout after coming across for the Cannons, where he found his pitch and he drove it. Cusat looking to do that here. The 0-2 from short. Fouled off and into the waiting glove of Murphy for a strikeout. We'll be right back after this quick break. Purcellville gets one more, tacks it onto their lead. 5-0. Cannons over Rebels, our score. Tyler Martin now stepping in, the lefty. 0 for 2 on the night. Rebels looking to find something. Only 2 hits on the night. That's not going to help your case with a swinging strike there.
The Jesus still out there for the Cannons, throwing hard.
And he is doing fantastic. The 0-1. Taken upstairs. And honestly, if I'm De Jesus, I am taking this entire stream from the second I walked onto the ball field, and I am just copying it, and I'm pasting it onto my Twitter. That's what I'm doing, because he's been that good for the Cannons tonight. There's yet another strike on Martin. Martin's had a quiet night at the batter's box and in the field. Hasn't seen much action. A lot of action. Torres, that is. And there is another swinging strikeout for Martin. He completes the hat trick and not in a way that you're looking for.
Bring up the second baseman from the Public State College. Number 2, Jonathan. No!
Back to the top of the order for the Rebels, Jonathan Mallow stepping in. Righty on lefty matchup here. De Jesus kicks and deals. Another swing. And a miss, that is. He has had his way with the Rebels batters tonight.
A lot of zeros up there on the Rebels side of the scoreboard. 7 of them in a row, to be exact.
0-1. Another called strike. Looking this time is Mallow. The bats are almost like, yeah, I talked about getting shot into orbit near the sun. It's like you're in space. That's the Rebels bats tonight. No sound, nothing. Takes that one inside for called ball. Quiet as a mouse.
Seemed like there was a little spark in the dugout in the beginning of the game, but it is dwindled as the game goes on. Tough stretch for these Rebels.
That is another swinging strikeout for the Rebels. De Jesus is killing it here in Rebel Park.
Purcellville.
The empty count pitch. Called strike. I mean, Andrew, if you're a Newmarket fan here, you got to be thinking, when are you going to make contact here? You got to know a lot of watching going on. An attempt at contact, but yet another one. Sometimes just those nights where you just don't have an answer for a pitcher.
Yeah, it's one of those times you just don't know what to say, and that's been happening a lot recently.
Check swing there, mighty close. No, says the third base umpire on the check swing. Green picked it up just in case and put a tag on Murchison. The 1-2, and that is another swinging strikeout. That's 3 straight forward Ks for the Rebels. Another blanked inning. We'll be right back after this break. De Jesus is rolling, and the Rebels are stagnant. We'll be right back after this.
Thomas Marsala going to lead it off for the Cannons in the top of the 9th inning, holding on to a 5-run lead. Caleb Short still on the mound for the Rebels. Two and 0 on Marsala. Three and 0 as that one misses up and away. There is some action in the Rebel bullpen. Like Freeman, the submariner, getting ready out there should we need him here in the 9th. Called strike.
Love to see a submariner in action. It'd be really cool.
I feel pretty safe in saying you'll get to see it at some point this season.
Oh.
Called straight. Of course, we've talked a little bit about Rebel alumni Brad Ziegler, who converted to a submarine pitcher in the major leagues, or in the minor leagues, and went on to a very successful major league career. Played for the Rebels in the very early 2000s. Line drive off of Short. He picks it up, underhands it to first. That one was not on a fleshy part of the body, in the shin for Short, who's a little bit gimpy despite completing the play.
Walks around. Now he's going to take a seat. Looks like we're going to see that submariner a little bit earlier than we thought.
I think highly likely. I wouldn't say that that was a super hard hit ball, but not a meaty part of the body like we said, so I'm sure that that smarts.
And just while we have this time, Brandon, could you throw up that keys to victory graphic really quick? So we look at the keys to victory, and the third and final one for Newmarket. Keep emotions high, even if behind. Right now, that key is completely missing. I think that key has been burned or is just or dug in the ground somewhere 10 miles away from civilization, because there is no emotion, there's no mood, there's no feeling, there's no morale, there's nothing. It's quiet. It's quiet. It's like space. It's like, just to keep the metaphor rolling, there's nothing, and you gotta have some kind of morale, some kind of emotion if you want to win a baseball game, and there's just none of it. So, in the future, and maybe right now, let's just hope as soon as possible the Rebels can, kick the morale into gear, kick the emotion, more passion, more energy. Looks like Short will stay out there.
Gonna try a couple pitches. It looked like they might have actually been stretching him on the field. I don't know if getting hit maybe helped a cramp come along.
That certainly did not sound good. That ball went right off of something, and it did not sound very friendly. Sounded like a quick little pop almost.
Short's going to be ready to go here, but we were talking about Brad Ziegler, former Newmarket Rebel. His career line for the major leagues, 2.75 ERA in 739 games, 717 innings, 105 saves. I would say that's a pretty successful big league career.
Pretty successful, if you ask me.
Active in the big leagues from 2008 to 2018. First pitch to Eby. Called strike. Rebel catcher Mario Lopez in the chat saying, "Come on, boys." Swing and a miss. Short makes quick work of Eby. He's got 2 outs here in the 9th.
How about this? Caleb Short gets rocked in the foot, takes a quick break, gets back on the mound, and boom, boom, boom. Down goes Eby. 2 gone now. Just a great job from him.
You know, Caleb's one of those guys that's eager to get the ball. Any chance he can get out there on the mound wants the work.
Showcasing that toughness there. Love to see it.
And he's ahead of Williams, the left fielder, 0-1. Starting to feel a little better in the ballpark. Our AC finally catching up with the outside temperature. Shout out to the umpires. Been out on the field the whole time with no breaks, especially the home plate umpire. That one's lined into right. That should be down for a hit. That'll extend the inning for A.J. Green. Crowd has thinned out considerably. Consider it a smattering of fans left.
And A.J. Green 0 for 4 on the night. He went 6-3, 6-3, 6-3, 4-3. Certainly kept it on the ground here tonight.
Sounds like he's either due for a 5-3 or a 3 unassisted. Or maybe a 6-4. Fielder's choice.
Knows. Baseball is a game of what ifs.
Runner going. Throw down. Not in time. Close play. I had to wait and see what the umpire was going to say. Could see that one going either way from our vantage point. Middle infield definitely wanted it.
Yeah, that one, from our vantage point at least, looked like it was a sure out, but second base umpire has the best view, so we play off of his view.
Fouled at the plate. 1-2 on Green. Chopped foul at the plate off of Green's leg. Some positive news. The U.S. men's national team is on to the round of 16 in the World Cup with a 2-0 victory.
That is certainly great news.
Was a bit of a bummer in that one with the red card. One of the U.S. national team's strongest players scored a goal. He will most likely miss the next round.
Scoreboard full of 2s.
2-2-2-2. Thanks to number 2 being at the plate. And misses for a ball. So it was a brief moment. We got to enjoy 4 2s across the top of the board. Swing and a miss short. Gets Green swinging to end the 9th and keep the lead at 5 for the Cannons. The Rebels will need at least 5 in the bottom of the 9th to keep this one going. Ethan DeJesus still on the mound for the Cannons. He's facing off with Mario Magana Jr. Be fun to see Magana turn one around here. Prodigious power when he can connect. Hits that one into medium deep center field. Acevedo under it and reels it in for the second out, or the first out in the bottom of the ninth. Terranova, next man up. Jaden Harrell on deck. Harrell running across your screen to return that bat. No bat boy tonight. Perhaps due to some all-star action still going on.
And Andrew, 6 batters is the most that the Rebels have had up to the plate in one
Line drive foul.
in one inning. 6 is the most that they've had all game long for one inning. It's just very, very quiet night. The rest are seeing 3s.
Only 2 hits.
Yep, I'm seeing 4s. I'm seeing 3s. I'm seeing more 3s. It's just a quiet night.
Perhaps an interesting note on DeJesus. Should he finish this game, he will qualify for the save. Bit of a unique way to get there, but 4 innings to finish the game would automatically qualify for a save no matter what the score is. Terranova rockets that one to deep left center. It's gonna stay in the park. Unfortunately for the Rebels, I thought that one had a chance, but he hit it to the deepest part of the park, and Williams was able to reel it in. Sorry if I deked you out on that one. It had me fooled. Probably a home run in quite a few Valley League parks, but not here where it goes all the way out close to 390 in left center.
Yeah, best of luck getting that one over the fence there. Looked like it had it for a minute, but just went a little bit too high. Not the right launch angle, not the best possible. You got to hit it just right.
Also, pretty dead, stagnant air, high humidity, not a like playing in a humidor tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. That it looks like I just swam a couple laps and hopped in the media booth. It's that humid out here.
This is down for a ball, 1-1 on Harrell. Fouled off.
Market probably going to drop this one to 7 straight. What do you think the message would be to the guys for this one, Andrew?
Genuinely not sure what you say. It's why the head coach makes the big bucks and I'm in the booth working for free. Shout out to the Purcellville fans, had a little slow cap going even though there's only about 3 of them. Trying to bring their team home here. Called strike 3 to end the game. That'll do it for this one. Soda Enden gonna pick up the win for the Cannons. Adler Holt's gonna be the tough luck loser for the Rebels. Ethan DeJesus picks up the save. Rebels will be back in action here at Rebel Park tomorrow night against the Strasburg Express. And then on the road Friday at Winchester for the much anticipated fireworks game. and then off on the 4th of July. It's going to do it from Newmarket. I'm Andrew Kipps. He's Jack Hurlbert. Brandon Whitaker behind the controls. We'll be back with you tomorrow night. The Rebels take on the Express.